After what can only be described as a disastrous day in the House of Commons for Jagmeet Singh, he tries to control the damage by talking to the press, only making matters worse. Welcome to the Canadian Shield. My name is Sterling. I'm your host. After humiliating himself in the House of Commons by not supporting his own words in the motion put forward by the Conservatives, then having his own motion so completely defeated that it wasn't even a contest, Jagmeet came out to the press and thought that he was going to talk and just tell people that none of it, pretend like none of it really happened. A couple of the things that he said, though, are pretty shocking. If we consider this, if we just ignore all of that and just say to ourselves, okay, this guy wants to be the leader of the country. Let's listen to some of the things that he had to say in this scrum.
We want to see the checks improved. How that's done, we'll leave it to the Liberals. They're in government. They're the ones that've got to do it. We want it, though, improved.
If I understand you correctly, MP Singh, you want them improved, the checks, but you have absolutely no idea how to do it. You just know that you want it improved. I guess you just want the Liberals to keep throwing up ideas at you until you agree with one of them. Is that what you mean? You want them improved, but you have no idea how to do it. That's, I think, the epitome of I have no plan. I'm just talking to hear my own voice. Come on.
Spoken to the Prime Minister directly about this matter?
No. But we've raised the issue and made it very clear publicly. I've said it again and again. I asked a question today in question period on this. We've made it clear.
When asked if he spoke to Justin Trudeau about this issue, he says, nah, but I did talk about it in the press and I asked him a question in the House of Commons. I mean, what? Like, why don't you just let him know what you're looking for? How can you not tell yourself that? First of all, MP Singh, you're assuming that anybody listens to your press conferences. You get very little turnout and you get very little traction on any of the stuff that you put out. If it's on X, if it's on regular corporate networks. So let's be clear about that. Secondly, let's realize that Justin Trudeau doesn't think about anybody himself. So that he might notice you saying it to the press is probably not a good way to bank on getting this done. But you probably could have, fired off an email or sent him a text or something. Oh my Lord. I mean, are you too nervous, MP Singh? Are you scared of him? Is that what it is? You just don't want to talk to him? You support him 100% to be the leader of this country, but you're afraid to send him an email? Come on, MP Singh. It's time that you put down all of these things and just let the Canadians have the election that they want so very badly. Do what's right for the people, bud.
Yeah, we said that we believe in being very prudent with the way we make our decisions. So we said the working class deserves a tax break, and the way we would pay for it is with an excess profit tax.
Oh, you can't. Oh, no. Excess profit tax is a horrible way to try and make your economy and your tax base thrive. He goes on to list a whole bunch of countries that have already put it into place, and as a result, their dollar goes down, their inflation goes up, and companies move out of their nation in droves. Excess profit tax is a Marxist dream somehow that they think it's going to apply, but it never works because they run out of profit. The corporation moves, the people don't get the jobs. It's a pipe dream. It's the words of someone who doesn't understand economics in any way, shape, or form. And this is coming from a guy who says to himself, well, I want the GST checks fixed, but I don't know how that's going to happen. And all of a sudden, I'm going to initiate a tax by taking the GST off the commoner. I'm going to expect the corporations to pick up the tab. Now, he was told in this question that the PBO estimates that just these little things that they're taking the GST off of. Remember, it's not broad spectrum. It's not across the whole thing. It's just a few select items. Is going to cost Canada $1.1 billion in 60 days for a select few items. And he thinks that somehow, so let's just take it right across the board. We might be into the 4 billion, and then let's run it out. So you're talking many billions of dollars that you figure companies are just going to kick in. Wow. That sounds like a solid economic plan. I mean, you'd think with all of his money, he would be able to like read a book on it or something, just a rudimentary understanding of economics. Hire a guy, talk to a guy, email, check the internet. I have to tell you, for all of those answers that didn't make any sense, for all of those very uninformed responses, when asked about the conservative motion, that was the most telling answer of them all.
Saying that you weren't in the chamber during the recorded vote for their non-confidence motion that quotes you quite extensively. Was there a reason you weren't in the chamber for that particular vote?
I had a meeting and I voted outside of the chambers, and I came in for the vote on our motion. Listen, the Conservatives, it should come as no surprise that we're not going to vote in favor of any of their games, because that's what they're doing. They're playing games. Obviously, we're not going to play their games. I'm not going to support a Conservative motion that plays games like that.
The reporter says that the motion quotes Jagmeet quite extensively. I feel that the motion quotes Jagmeet completely. And he just happened to have a meeting that ended on the very minute that the vote ended. And he voted from his office on a telephone or whatever on the app. He didn't want to have, he didn't want to show his face? That's what I think. I think that he was just so embarrassed that he couldn't stand up there and stand up. They would have a shot of him, right? Standing up to vote against himself. And so he just went ahead and hid in his office. That's great leadership quality. What I found most shocking is that he thinks it's a game. He said it. He's like, we're not going to vote for conservative games. Somehow in his mind, the Conservatives asking and expecting Jagmeet Singh to be accountable for his own words is a game. It's not a man should stand up for what he has to say. It's not, oh, I'm an honorable person, so the words that I said I'm going to hold account to. I mean, don't forget, there's a lot of subtleties to the word honor, and they're supposed to be honorable, right? And he thinks that by trying to be held to his own words is a game. It's not that he, should be embarrassed or humiliated, or that he completely and utterly betrays not only himself, but anybody who supports him by not supporting his own words, by not backing up the things that he has to say. No, it's a game. But I don't see it's a game. I think that it's a very telling thing that he doesn't want to back up what he has to say. What could you imagine as prime minister if he said something, how quickly he would go back on it and just say, well, we're just, and he would ignore you because he doesn't want to be accountable for his own words. He doesn't want to be accountable for his own actions. He just wants to say whatever needs to be said in the moment. He doesn't want to be held to it later. He doesn't want to use it later. I mean, this is the kind of person that he is, and yet he expects you to believe that somehow he's going to make a good leader by destroying his reputation and letting everyone know that he doesn't mean what he says, and when he does mean it, you can't hold him to it, and when he says it, you can't make him accountable for it. He doesn't want to be held accountable for his own words. He doesn't want to be held to his own standards. I mean, there's nothing in there that says, oh, let me be your leader. I mean, all he does is bootlick the Liberals. He bootlicks Justin Trudeau all day long, gives them everything that he wants, and then watches and smiles when Justin Trudeau, pushes him with that very same boot into the corner and doesn't even support his decisions. And this guy is holding us back from having economic recovery. This guy is holding Canada back from getting to start to repair the damage that has been done on the international domestic stages. He can't even hold himself to his own standards. He can't even hold himself to his own words, and he thinks that you should vote for him. He wouldn't give my vote. If I didn't know anything about him at all, if I knew nothing whatsoever, and I only understood that he said a bunch of things and then didn't support those very same things in the House of Commons, that he pretended that by trying to hold him to it, it's not that he had a change of heart. No, it's a game. If I knew nothing but only that, that would be all it would take for me to never give this person my vote or my confidence or my support. That's just my opinion. You can let me know what your opinion is down in the comments. I want to encourage you all to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with all of your socials. I'm going to wrap here. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time.